Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans.
Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by.
Now, here's JP.
Good morning and welcome into another edition of the JP Peterson Show here on this beautiful, oh my God, gorgeous Thursday in Tampa Bay. And we got so much to get to. Bucks, Saints this week. I talked to Baker yesterday, Tez Johnson, Todd Bowles. We talked to lots of guys yesterday. We got Gator coaching news, Florida State stuff. We got Lightning tonight. We got Brian Bradley live at 10:30 from the morning skate to talk some Bolts Chicago tonight. We got Joey Johnston, USF sideline reporter, talking about the big showdown this weekend, USF and Memphis. We got gambling. We got mafia. We got drugs, sex, rock and roll. We got a show, Timmy. That's a show.
I'm in on all of it.
That is a show, dog. I'm so fired up. Let's go. Three more of these babies, these monsters, and I'll be coming right through the freaking.
By the way, it's a balmy 63 degrees here in Dallas this morning. I'm digging it, man.
Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely?
Here.
Absolutely lovely. You guys can comment on YouTube if you want to go check out JP Peterson Show, FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, Dallas, Ohio. We got tons of great content for you. FanStreamSports.com. Our website, our new big, beautiful, lovely website. We got local information on there. We got national information. You don't have to go pay for any paywall anymore. We got you covered all on local stuff. Timmy's doing a great job writing 1,000 stories a day. So thank you guys for being part of the FanStream Sports family. And
the more you click, the more I get paid. So y'all go click on all of it.
Click your ass off. Hey, look at these shirts and these hats. I'm getting so many requests to buy this stuff. I've already got Ashley working on our Amazon store. I haven't told you that, but she's already working on our Amazon store because the demand is through the roof. It's through the roof. So
I'm
anyway.
working on the merch store.
All right. Well, Ashley's ready to go, and we'll help you work on that. So, and design some. She wants some ladies' clothes. By the way, she wants some ladies' designs.
We don't need Johnny designing our ladies' clothes.
We do not. We do not. They'll all look like Asian women for some reason. I don't know how that works, but that's how it will come out.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
not that there's anything wrong with that. All right, so that's the show. Let's get right to it. Mike Evans is going to have surgery to repair his clavicle, and that will expedite his recovery and help him get back, hopefully, for a playoff run, a long playoff run. Very similar to what Vita Vea did in the Super Bowl year. Stay in touch with the team, be there on the sidelines, work through your rehab, help out the young receivers, get Tez to stop running into you on his patterns. Tez is just scratching the surface. We talked to him yesterday. In fact, we can probably even pop up his little interview just because Tez he's a fun dude, man. I was trying to get myself a comp for Tez, and I just pop it up and listen to him. They were asking him about his moves.
Definitely working.
His look-away move.
Touchdowns off of it. As I'm running like the screen play. I kind of jumped early because I kind of knew he was going to dive on my feet, but it's one of those things that I'm really thankful for. I'm glad it happened. So yeah.
The hurdle and spin move.
Hurdle and spin move.
Yeah, I kind of pressed every button on the controller during that play. I seen Aiden Hutchinson chase me the whole time, and in my head, I'm like, please don't grab me. And when I spin, I was like, he's going to try to kill me, but I think he thought I was down. But it's a touchdown now. So. Yeah.
Speaking of Madden, what do you think of their?
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, he and Bucky need to be reunited. We haven't seen Bucky at all, man. He's putting stuff on his Instagram. It looks like he's wearing a sling or something. I don't know. But those two guys are such unique personalities. They really are. They're so alike. They're bubbly. They're funny. They're carefree. They really bring a certain vibe to this team that keeps it loose. Mike keeps it really loose. Now, Tez needs to be a little bit more buttoned up. He's run a lot of bad routes, I think, in the last couple of games. But when he gets the ball in his hands, he's magic. So you got to have that creativity. You don't want to stifle that, but you got to be in the right place, bro. So I think he's just scratching the surface of what he can do with using the whole controller, whatever the hell that means.
Just pushing the buttons.
Just
That's what I do when I
buttons.
play Madden. I don't know what the buttons do. I just start just waiting for something good to happen.
Yeah. Well, he pushing all the buttons, and they'll need him. They're going to need him over the next few weeks. No Godwin, no Bucky this week. Although Bowles was a little cryptic about that. He's like, they're in that iffy conversation where if they're not full go, we're going to give them another week with the bye coming up. So I would say they're not ruled out early in the week like they were last week, but it's iffy. And I think iffy means no, they ain't playing. So no Godwin, no Bucky. Lean on Tucker a little bit more this week from a running back standpoint. Bowles mentioned that as well. And then Baker, of course, stoking the fires. Let's play the Baker hates the Saints little snippet here.
Is that the crowd noise one?
I think it's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It hasn't exactly been clean play from their part when we play
Ooh.
them.
Ooh.
It's a physical game. It is what it is. You expect it. Division rival. Not much else to say besides the fact that I don't like them.
That was a walk. That was a walk-off too.
It was.
I don't like him. Listen, pour the gasoline on the fire. I think Baker. This is why I love Baker. One of the things I was afraid of this week is the Bucks kind of get a little bit of self-pity going. Mike goes down. We still don't have Bucky. We're beat up. Going into New Orleans, it's going to be loud. City smells of urine. Just get off the plane. It's disgusting. Ugh.
Come on, that's my hometown.
Well, it is what it is.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're wrong. This godforsaken place. Bring me some gumbo. But he, right there, that's a thing. What he did right there was a thing. He's stoking the fires because he senses his team needs a little fire. Like, we don't like them. Stoke the rivalry. This is a stroke of brilliance from leadership right here. What you just saw there. So now this quote's already making the rounds. It's already going all over social media. It's going to be probably in the open for the game at 4:00 on Sunday. They'll weave it into the little open there. And it's going to be, and he's going to start stoking the fires to let his guys know, hey, we're going into a fucking hornet's nest. This is the Saints. They don't like us. We don't like them. And if you can't get up for yourself, you better get up for everybody else because this is going to be an effing street fight. They're coming with knives. We're coming with guns. I shouldn't say that. But you know what I'm saying.
We know what you mean.
Dadgummit. It's going to be a street fight. And that's a way to bring your team energy because who backs down from a street fight? Nobody. Nobody. And you can't, and you got to go with, even if you don't want to fight, like Timmy, he wants to just sit at the bar and sip on his pina colada.
That's right.
If your boys are going, you got to go too. As much as you hate it, you got to go, right?
You do. Uh-huh.
You do. So he's bringing them into the fire.
I got your back, JP.
There you go. There you go.
I won't like it. I won't spill my drink, but I got your back.
There you go. So I think that's a nice little piece of leadership right there to get his guys going. And it's well done. Well done.
Yep.
Now I did also ask him about, play the other one. He's talking about crowd noise. And then I asked him about something the Lions did in this game with spying him, which I think we're going to have to deal with a lot more.
You're supposed to be loud. The hardest part is when you're trying to call a play, hear the play. After that, you have nonverbal communication with signals and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they understand when they're supposed to be loud, and they do a good job of that.
It looked like the Lions did a great job keeping.
I'm asking him about the spying on him and keeping him in and not letting him step up to make plays like he loves doing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, they were extremely fundamental in the rush integrity and the gaps. And then on top of that, when you have Derek Barnes as a spy, not exactly easy because he's lined up over an alignment, so you have to account for him in the pass rush, but then he's also really not doing any pressure. So he's just waiting for me to step up. And only a few shots there where I was able to step up and have a free lane to get a throw off. But yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah, now this is something I'm worried about. This is something I'm worried about because if you watch the tape all season, Baker loves that step up, move to the right, move to the left, make a play. That gap between where the guards and then the outside rushers are coming, that's what he loves to exploit. And I've been waiting to see this. So, people would never say, oh, you got to spy Baker Mayfield, right? You ever heard anybody say that? You got to spy Baker Mayfield. No, you never. You got to spy Lamar. Yeah, you got to spy Lamar. You got to spy, Josh Allen. Got to do that, right? But not Baker Mayfield. Well, guess what? Go look at the numbers. This guy's throwing on the run, getting outside of the pocket, are among the best in the league. And when he can't do that as a shorter quarterback, he's got issues. So I expect now, again, to your point yesterday, not everybody has the talent to do what the Lions did or the discipline. It's not easy to do what he just talked about. Great fundamentals, keeping those gaps closed so he can't escape. Instead of necessarily trying to get to the quarterback with everything you got, you're just trying to keep him in there and make him play from the pocket and throw over the top where you saw some high throws. And when he did break out, very athletic linebackers there to harass him. It was a winning strategy, and they're going to see it again, and again until they beat it. Yeah. And I certainly expect the Saints to do it. I think it's unexpected, but I think that the Lions were right. They looked at the tape and said, we got to spy this guy. He's too good out of the pocket. And that's what they did. So now it's a game of adjustment, and I think you're going to see the Saints do it. So what do? Well, you can exploit that with passes to the running backs, tight ends, which they started to do a little bit later on. If the backer is going to be taken up by watching the quarterback, then you can exploit the other things that they normally do. So Josh Grizzard will look at this and he'll make those adjustments, but you still got to go out and execute it, and that's something we got to see. All right, let's we talk about the loss of Mike Evans. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Here's Baker talking about losing Mike not only as a player, but as a friend and a confidant in the locker room.
Which one is this?
This is Baker on Mike.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean,
Baker on Mike.
Unfortunately, from the business standpoint, you got to move forward. Can't focus on that. But from the personal side of it, it just sucks. And it's the nature of this game. Guys get hurt, and you don't like to see it. But just got to support him in any way we can. And I know he'll do the same, like I mentioned after the game. So it's, like I said, unfortunate, especially for Mike being the guy he is, the player he is, the leader for this organization. But yeah, we just gonna have to find ways to fill the shoes that obviously he's not in there. So and that's it takes everybody at that point because it's Mike Evans.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it hurts his team in so many ways. And that damn turf, boy, it definitely was part of the reason that Mike's not playing anymore. And I think he got a little concussed or slightly concussed a little bit earlier in the game on the sideline. We mentioned that yesterday. Yeah, on a play where he hit the side of his head, or the back of his head. And then this one was an amazing catch, by the way. Incredible. And so anyway, he's going to be missed. He's going to be missed. And that's, this offense runs through Mike Evans, and it always has. He is the one that demands where the coverage goes. So somebody's going to have to do that, and it's going to be Emeka Egbuka, who we learned was playing at about 75% last game. So, I mean, you might ask, why did you, especially in a hamstring situation, you got to be a pro and go out there and put a governor on it and try to get through the game. But you could see he wasn't separating like he normally does, and that was a big part of the problem as well. The guys weren't open. So a little bit of everything there. All right, I want to move on to hit a couple other things before we get to Brian Bradley. The Lightning, by the way, taking on Chicago tonight. They've had a couple of very, very high-intensity practices this week. Had Dave Randorf on yesterday talking about this. They were doing a lot of work in the corners, in tight, battling for the puck type stuff. Clearly Cooper sending a message to the guys that this effort is not good enough. This 1-3-2 start, you're losing battles. You're not playing to your capabilities. Obviously, the shot totals being 30th in the league are not good enough, and that's because guys aren't moving their feet. They're not connecting on passes. They're passing up shots. They're just not playing with an aggression that they need to play with. They just have really not found their game yet. They're kind of reacting and been on their heels the entire season, really. It seems like they've had a couple of good periods here and there, but nothing that they sustained. And, Cooper talked about consistency yesterday. You got to be consistently good and high energy and matching the intensity of the other team so that your superior skill will eventually win out. That's what the Lightning do. But if you do not add that level of physicality and effort and, you're not going to get it. You're not going to, and listen, the coaches aren't going to talk about effort. They don't want to talk about that. You guys can see it on the ice. I don't know if effort's the right word. It's just the energy. The energy's not there. I just think it looks like other teams are outworking them. So I think that's what these intense practices were all about. And you get a couple of moves as well. They called Dominic James, Rick James' brother, Dominic James. I'm not exactly sure about the DNA
lineage there.
That's there, but that's what I've been told. So Dominic James coming up, and he was impressive at times. He had an interesting player. Was the captain of his Minnesota Duluth team. Was really, really good, and is dominated at every level. And the both signed him last year. So one of these kids that's really played well in college and been a leader. And I thought he showed well into preseason as well. So I think like Cooper sending a message that we're gonna, if you're not producing, we're gonna move people in and out. Connor Geekie goes down. He played last night. I did not check his numbers against the Syracuse Crunch, but I think we talked about this yesterday with Dave as well. They're just looking for Geekie to get some, to go back down there and be the man, skate on the top line, play with the more, the better offensive players. This is where he needs to be. I mean, playing up here on the fourth line just isn't a fit for Connor Geekie. So right now, I just don't think they have a slot for him. And I think they've kind of been trying to force it a little bit to keep him at the NHL level. And I think they finally said, well, this isn't really working. It's not helping him develop. It's not helping us win games. So let's let him go down there, find his mojo a little bit. Same thing they did last year when they brought him back. He was much better. So I like that move, and it certainly doesn't mean I don't think it's a negative on him at all. He wasn't supposed to make the team last year out of camp. He just was so good that he did. So he's still 21 years old. He's still a star prospect, but I think they've got to find a spot for him. Number one, because I don't think he's a fourth liner or maybe even a third liner. He needs to play with those guys, and we'll see how that development happens. But right now, I think Cooper's trying to find ways to win on the ice.
If you can't find a spot for him, what are the odds you try to turn him into something like in trade wise? You flip him into something you need.
It's a possibility.
I think there's value. There's trade value there for sure.
Hell yeah. But I think the problem is, the Lightning are getting old and they don't have any young prospects.
Right.
So you don't want he's your number one forward prospect. You don't want to lose him, for the future. I mean, I don't think that's a possibility at all. What I do think is maybe if some of these other forwards are not producing, at some point they get traded, and then Geekie comes up and takes that spot in the upper lines.
That makes sense.
I think that's more of a possibility. Don't forget, Nick Paul is still out. Gergensons is coming back, and that will certainly help in the face-off circle. So I think he's playing tonight. He'll be in tonight. And Charles-Edouard Destu, the 27-year-old who has played in the Finnish league, played overseas a lot, and been the best defenseman in those leagues, as Dave Randorf told us yesterday. So I'll be interested to see what he could add to the mix here. Lilleberg is – he's young and he's precocious. He just hasn't played very well, and he makes mistakes, and they end up in the back of your net. So I don't think they're giving up on Lilleberg either, but I think they also need to find some more steady play. So you got 3 games at home. You got Chicago tonight starting at, by the way, 6:45 start. Get there early. You do not want to miss my pregame show on the Jumbotron. Clearly the highlight of the whole night. Get there early and just to get the first The puck drop 6:45. So let's set your timing appropriately. And then they got Vegas on Sunday night. Vegas, that's going to be one hell of a game. So and maybe if they can get 6 points on these games, that sure would be great. That sure would be great. I would love to see that. So I don't, that's a tough ask, but where they're at right now in the standings, they need to win games at home, and they need to start munching some points. All right, UF still looking obviously for their new football coach. Josh Pate had a take yesterday with a guy who really has his ear to the ground in college football, I think, and basically he said the Gators are zeroing in on 2 guys, Lane Kiffin and Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri.
Both SEC guys already, so I think it's a good direction.
Yep. Now, I don't want to say, because I think Florida State is guilty of this as well, to be quite honest. Is there a little bit of arrogance in if you're Florida? You have not won the SEC in 17 years? I think it's been. Most of these kids don't remember when Florida was great. So it's been a while.
Are they the Cowboys of the SEC?
I wouldn't go that far. We're not going back, 50 years, but 17's a lot. And it's why there's a lot of people saying, why is the Florida job better than Ole Miss? Why is the Florida job better than Missouri? These days, if you're in the SEC, you make as much money, just about as much money as anybody. Maybe Florida has a little bit more NIL money. Maybe Georgia has a little bit more. But for the most part, you can win at Indiana in the Big Ten. You can win at Missouri. You can win at Vanderbilt. You can win anywhere now. Everybody's got money.
In the top 10 for the first time since 1947, JP. Now, I was not yet born then. I can guarantee.
Look at the teams in the top 10. Georgia Tech.
Texas A&M.
Hello.
Throw that in there.
Hello.
You had Texas Tech in there till last week.
And why? Money.
Parity.
Everybody's getting paid. And if you're not playing, Alabama, Georgia, used to just stack outside linebackers 8 deep. They could play for anybody. Not anymore. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to get paid. So parity is good. Parity is a good thing, but we also have to adjust our expectations as fans. The automatic 10-win seasons of the Blue Bloods are over. Those days are over. Even for you, Alabama.
So, JP,
even for you, Georgia.
Along those lines, I found this interesting quote on the interwebs from Tim Brando.
Yes, sir.
Who is pretty connected, right? To college
very
football.
Connected.
I think we would
Very
agree.
connected. Yes.
Let me throw this up here, and I will read it in its entirety in case it's too small for everybody. This is from, of course, Tim Brando, CBS Sports.
Yes.
About the Florida coaching situation. He says, quote, "It won't matter except they'll be starting over again." This is on the firing of Napier. Meaning the wait for what they want in Gainesville just got longer. I've said this before, and I will again. The Gators football fan base is toxic. I've known Scott Strickland for a long time, and he must, again, cave to the wishes of their fans. He better go outside the box for this hire because that's what it's going to take. Fans hate reading the word toxic, and I get that. Not that many others aren't, but they fail in understanding the history of their program. In the long history of SEC football, their program, even with their state, is the most challenged of any Southern state. Truth is, in the years before Spurrier, there were no championships, and that history isn't recognized whatsoever by their fan base. Alabama football owns their state, but there's some room for Auburn. LSU football is king, and even the Green Wave and the Ragin' Cajuns have their history and some success. Georgia football, the same thing. So he's saying that the fan base has lost touch with who they really are, and I don't know that I can disagree with that.
It's a little bit of that going on at Florida State.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, and listen, and that doesn't mean not Mike Norvell shouldn't be fired. Don't get me wrong. The standard has sunk so low under Mike Norvell. That's not what I'm saying. My point is we as fans have to have better expectations. And we're getting to the point where we're making it toxic for these coaches. Although I can't sit here and argue that Mike Norvell should not be fired. I can't sit here and argue that Billy Napier shouldn't be fired. I will say this, at least Billy Napier was recruiting 5-star players. He was getting really good talent. He's got good talent. And, the word is, Scott Strickland said, listen, man, you can't call plays anymore. You need an OC. And he said no. So I think Napier tried to work the situation. And I think you need to now work with your coach to make him better. Like they did. I mean, I'll give Norvell credit. At least he handed over the offensive reins to Gus. Not that that's much better, but I mean, the numbers have been a hell of a lot better this year. They were the number one offense in college football for a while until they started playing some better teams. And they're exposed as a very high schoolish offense that Gus runs. So yeah, it's I'm not saying these guys shouldn't be fired, but Brando is right. Now, I don't think James Franklin should have been fired. I think those Penn State people are out of their mind. What happens is these fan bases become toxic because they think they see Michigan, they see Ohio State winning national championships. I'm like, why not us? Our guy can't win the big game. Well, they're going to find out that winning 10 and 11 games is pretty good. Now, you could look, Mark Richt did the same thing in Georgia. He won 10 and 11 games a lot. He couldn't get over the hump. Kirby Smart did. They finally made a change, and Kirby Smart did. But there aren't a whole lot of Kirby Smarts running around. There might be. Dan Lanning might be. He might be that guy. Another Saban, Kirby in their coaching tree. But again, yeah, it gets a little toxic. And this is kind of a narrative that's going around right now about the Florida program.
And it's okay for the Gators fans, especially those, the current student body, because they're all young, to have to say that, well, you know what? Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer reset the standard. Yes, we're aware that there were no championships before those guys, but now we have a new bar. The bar is higher now than no championships. So we need our head coach to live up to those standards, not the standards from before. And I get all that. And it's a very fine line, I think, as a student body and as a fan base to say, okay, where are we at with the current guy? Is which standard is he perpetuating here? Is it the no championships, or is it just the Spurrier Meyer standard that we've set more recently? I think there's a fine line there, and especially on the way to handle that by the program for sure.
Yeah, and it's I think there's a lot of nuance to it too. It just isn't about the wins, the number of wins, because you got to look at the schedule, and Billy's schedule has been just ridiculous. And I think with a more manageable schedule, I think his numbers would be way better. But this is the hand you're dealt at the University of Florida. So I do think there's some validity to what Brando is saying, but I think that's at almost every school that used to be good, like FSU. And Mr. King is in this morning, and he said, but didn't you say yesterday for FSU was 10 wins the standard? I understand Norvell isn't the guy, but why wouldn't you have the same expectations for the next guy? I think 9 to 10 wins is the expectation, but he ain't even close to that.
Yeah.
And there's nuance in this. Well, what about 13-0? Yeah. What has happened since is really unacceptable. I mean, 2-10 is unacceptable. Not winning an ACC game in over a year is unacceptable. And there's something systemically wrong with him or his program. And you can see all the things that are wrong, and you have to make a change. And that said, whoever we hire next, we have to have, you listen, if you can't get to 9 wins every other year and be consistent with it, then yeah, that's not going to be good enough. But you got to give him some time to show. Mike had 6 years. I think that's plenty of time to understand what he's all about. And you make your decisions accordingly. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get back to some college football in the second hour, by the way. We got lots of other stuff to get to. Florida State Lightning coming up with Brian Bradley. We'll go live to Emily. Benchmark International Arena with Brian Bradley. Stay with us. Quick break. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucks and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. Local, trusted, and they get results. And, of course, the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. For the rest of the year through not until 2026, you need to make a payment if you buy a new car at Genesis of Tampa. Not till 2026 do you need to make a payment. That's all your Christmas money right there. Genesis of Tampa up there on Bears, just off of 275. Go see him. Tell him I sent you. All right, let's go on out to Benchmark International Arena, where the very handsome Lightning Hall of Famer Brian Bradley is standing by at Morning Skate. What's up, brother? How are you?
Hey, good, JP. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, we got hockey tonight and 3 of the next 4 nights. So, yeah, very excited. Not the start we're looking for, Brian. They're shaking up the lineup a little bit. What do you think about some of the guys coming up, some of the guys going down? Surprised Connor Geekie went down?
Yeah, you know what? I think Connor Geekie was just caught in one of those number games right now. I've been there before. You know what? You're a young kid. He's got to go through. He doesn't have to go through waivers, so they can send him up and down as many times as they want. Like other guys like Finley and some of the other guys that they have here, they're maybe they could send down, but they maybe get claimed on waivers. They're thinking. So I think he's in the numbers game right there. But you know what? It's interesting. I mean, I'm at the morning skate right now and flip my camera around. I'm just going to turn it around so you can see.
There you go.
Anyways, it's an optional skate, and there is not one big guy on the ice. No Hedman, no Kucherov, no Point, no Sorelli, no everybody, no Gensel, no McDonough, no Vasilevsky. It's just all the young guys are on the ice, and then a few extras. But, Mitchell Chafee, Gage Gonzalez is on the ice, but there's no one else is on the ice. So, it's interesting. When you look at the standings, it's hard to believe after we were 6-1 in preseason, that we are now in 10th place in the Eastern Conference. I mean, if you look at it, we only have 4 points, I think. But if we win 2 games, we're back in the playoffs. We go right to 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it is a little interesting to see. But we gotta have a win tonight. No question about it. I mean, when you look at our team, you look at our depth, you look at our lineup, you look at everything, guys. I mean, you know what? After a great preseason doesn't mean much. And you know what? They got to start off against a team tonight. Chicago, we got Spencer Knight in goal. They got Connor Bedard. They got that Frank Nazar. They got a very young team. They're very skilled, but they're young. I mean, when you look at our team on paper to their team, I mean, we should win this game. But, just because you're supposed to win doesn't mean you're going to win. These guys are skilled guys, and we've got to compete and play hard for 3 periods. I think that's been a big problem for us. We come out for about a period and a half, and then we just think we're going to win, and we don't play the rest of the game. Well, this is a skilled league. Every team's good. Doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, basketball. These kids are all good today. They know how to win. They've been on teams that won, whether it's in junior or college. So we've got to come out with a big effort tonight. Some guys got to step up in scoring, like Kucherov's got 3 points. And, Gensel's leading the team, I think, with 6. But, Hagel's only got 1 assist. We got some guys that need to step up with some big games tonight or big games this weekend. Like, I will be shocked. We got 5 games coming up till next Thursday. We need to win 4 of the next 5.
Yes.
That's my guess. 4 out of 5, we're right back on track, and the Lightning are gone. But I think we need a big effort tonight from the boys here in, Benchmark International Arena. So I think they got to come out barnstorming. There's no morning skate. They've got to come out flying. They got to play for a complete 60 minutes. And I'm calling for a big game tonight, guys. I'm going 9-2 or 9-1.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
9 goals.
Good way to come out of a slump.
We haven't had 9 shots on goal in some games, bro. What are you talking about?
Well, against Detroit the other night, I remember I was doing the game there, and at Benchmark International, they had like an open house here, and we had 8 shots after 2 periods, and then we had 20 in the third. But no, the guys got to break out of this. They need a game where everybody kind of gets going, gets clicking, and I'm calling 8-9-2, 9-1.
Nice. All right, we're going really over tonight on.
Damn.
Kucherov has 5 points. Gensel has a few goals. Point has a few goals. I think if we have a big game and get the guys on track, I think we'll have a good game on the weekend against Anaheim. I mean, the only game that, and Vegas has some injuries. We play Sunday against Las Vegas, but they got a lot of guys that are injured right now. So Vegas is not coming here after they play Saturday night in Florida. So they've got a tough schedule. So, I mean, we're playing Mitch Marner, and they got a great team with Jack Eichel. But I think we need to get on track right now. We're off track. This is a veteran team. They know what they need to do to win games. I think it's going to snowball. If we get one win and we can compound some big numbers on the board tonight, I think everything's going to fall into place. And you know what? We're going to start rocking and rolling at that point.
I love it.
So, Brian, it kind of begs the question. We know it's super, super early. We're just 6 games in, but an 0-2 road mark or an 0-2 home mark and a 3-game skid kind of begs the question, is this just a matter, you think, of shaking some rust off after a long summer, or is this something maybe that Cooper needs to do something about changing some things on the ice?
Well, I think he's looking at different line combinations right now. I mean, I haven't seen the board. It talked about, Cirelli, Hagel, and Kucherov up there. They got Gonzalez on the first line with Braden Point and Gensel. So I'm not sure what the line combinations are going to be tonight, but they're definitely spinning the wheel right now. You know what? And then you got a defenseman here, Charles Edward Datsuk, the kid that's played in the minors. He actually played with my son Trey in Colorado, and then in the East Coast League. He's a very good offensive player. Like, he's one of the best defensemen I've ever seen in the East Coast Hockey League. He had like 38 points in 21 playoff games. He was incredible. But I mean, he's never played a game, so I mean, you know what? But he's super skilled with the puck. Might not be the best defensively, but offensively, he's got all the tools in the toolbox. So I'm not sure if he's in tonight, but I'd really like to see him play. And, then we've got some of the other guys, but I don't think Jurgensen's going tonight. I think he's still injured. They're talking about him coming back this weekend. Vazzy's for sure in tonight.
What about Dominic James? They just called him up. Will he start tonight for Jurgensen's?
No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Did they call him up today?
Yeah, they called him up today.
He's not here right now.
He's not? Okay.
That's one of the problems when you're in Syracuse. It's not easy to get there. Like, some of these other teams like Toronto, they're farm teams right next door. Or, you got Colorado where they play 35 minutes away from Denver. So, when, you're trying to get to Syracuse, it's not easy. So, James is a good player. He had a great training camp. I really like his game. I'm not sure what he did in the minors. I think Datsu has 3 points in 4 games down there. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's between him and Radish who's in tonight.
I think Datsu's going to be in tonight. I think that's what I've heard.
I think he's going to be in tonight. You don't call a guy like that up and sit him in the press box. It doesn't make any sense. No. So, you know what? Johansson's on the ice. Finley's here. I mean, I don't know about the big guy, Curtis Douglas. He's probably going to be in. I mean, I don't know if Chicago has a lot of toughness, but they got a lot of guys that can play. They're a young team. But you know what? They're going to give you their all. They're going to skate fast. They're going to work hard. Jeff Blashill's the coach of Chicago. We've had him here for a few years with John Cooper. He knows their system. He knows their team. He knows what to do. He knows our power play. So you got a coach that knows everything about us right now. So at the end of the day, we just got to go out there and perform and play. I mean, you look at our lineup, like all the guys on our team, even Bjorkstrand and all these guys. And we probably have potentially 5, 6, 7, 30-goal scorers on this team.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can say whatever you want. You can write all your peep stuff on the paper and say this team's good, this is great. But at the end of the day, we've got to go out and perform tonight, and it starts against Chicago. And it starts in the first period. We roll into the first period, and then we roll a complete game. That's what we need. I don't care if it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 2. I want a complete game tonight. I want 3 periods of Lightning hockey to get us on track. Not 1 period, not 30 minutes, not 35, not 40. I want 60 minutes tonight, all out.
And 9 goals.
9 goals. Damn right.
I'm going 8 or 9 to 2. That's my.
All right. I love it.
Kucherov has 5 points, and Gensel has a couple. Hagel gets 2 goals tonight. I'm calling for Hagel to get 2 tonight.
2 goals tonight. All right.
2 goals tonight.
Well, that's a hell of a parlay on Hard Rock right there. If I go, I go Cooch 5 points, Hagel 2, I can bet $5 and make $1 million.
Either Point or Gensel for 2 too. I'm
Nice.
going. Our big guys are
Damn.
going high tonight.
No hat
You know
tricks.
what? It'll be a feed. If they start to go, it'll be a feeding frenzy. They won't stop. They'll go. How many times have we scored 10 goals here in this rink? Have we scored 10 goals?
I don't think we've ever scored 10. I think 9.
Well,
I think 9.
Don't count tonight out. Don't count tonight out. Don't
Bradley's
count
on
tonight.
fire. Hey, you know what? I thought it was interesting. Cooper, the last couple days, I think that's why there's nobody at morning skate. The word is they were very intense practices, a lot of working on the boards, one-on-one battles. I mean, how often does that happen in the regular season where you go back to practice and the coach is out there and you're doing these kind of really physical drills? Is he trying to send a message to the boys? What's going on there?
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I was at the practice on Tuesday in Brandon, and I went down there for a little while to watch him skate. And John Cooper, he had the boys doing battle drills and stuff like that.
How about
all
that?
kinds of different things. So on the boards working, they went on the ice for about 40 minutes on the one sheet. Then they came across and did other stuff, but they did a lot of stuff battling. You know, we're just, like I said, you can go on the ice and just go through the motions. And, you know, with this team, we got so much talent, they can just turn it on and off. But, you know, you've got to play. The other teams have got talented guys too. I mean, they might be not as skilled, they might not as good yet, but they're going to get there. But they still have come from a lot of pedigrees, a lot of, you know, Connor Bedard's a top player. He's one of the best players in the world, you know. This Frank Nazar, you know, you've got Bertuzzi, you got Spencer Knight, the goalie. There's some really good players on this team, but they're just young. But they are going to work. They will not get outworked. You better be ready to play, because if you get outworked, they can take advantage of us, and that's what we need to go. We need to work. We're not, our effort has been very average at best, and it has to start with every guy. Like, not just Hedman, not just Kucherov or Point, it's the whole team. We need to be better as a team. Then that's Vazzy too. And Vazzy's record, Vazzy's never lost to Chicago. He's 13-0.
Well, that's a good number.
There's
but
a
he's
stat.
what is he? 0-3 this year, or last?
Yeah, something like that. He's not.
Yeah.
He
doesn't have a win.
He doesn't have a win yet. Can you imagine that? If you would have said at the beginning of the season we're going to Game 7, Vazzy has no wins, we'd be like,
That's crazy.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyways,
crazy.
he's got like a 930 save or 940 save percentage against.
No, he's not
Chicago.
playing bad. He's not playing bad. He just can't get it. You know, the team is. Do you think other teams? Do you think other coaches are coming to this arena and say, "Hey, they may be more skilled than you, but you can outwork them. You can outwork them, and you can beat them." That's what we're going to do tonight to the Lightning. You think the Lightning are getting a reputation in this league that if you come out and you play hard, you outwork them, you can beat them?
Yeah, I think they, at the beginning of the season, I think that's what a lot of teams are doing, catching the Lightning in a little sleep mode with the veterans they have. There's not a lot of young kids on the team, not a lot of guys who haven't been here and done this before. So I think right now these guys are getting caught. You know, Ottawa caught them off guard. I mean, I thought they played great in the first period and a half against Ottawa and died. But then New Jersey caught them. I mean, you know what? But I think Tampa just needs to get recharged and refocused. And I think when they do, there's a lot of teams. I'm telling you right now, Chicago's coming into this rink going like, oh my God. They've got one win, none at home. And we're going to play them tonight. So teams are scared right now because you know what? It's got to change. And this team can light anybody up on the board. They're the highest scoring team in the NHL. They've got so many guys that can score. They got a great goalie. They got great defenders. But at the end of the day, they just haven't executed since training camp. And you know what? It's got to turn at some point. I think if they turn it over, they'll win 8 or 9 or 10 games in a row. They will. Yeah. They're just that good a team.
Well, they need to.
Yeah, I agree, JP. But
they need
it all starts with hard work. If we outwork the team we're playing tonight and this weekend, we will win every game.
Every game.
Too much
Every
talent.
game. Every game.
Talent. Too much.
All right, Brads. Great stuff as always, man. Thanks for taking the time. The fans love you. We love you. Ratings go through the roof when you come on. So we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. We'll see you tonight.
See you, Thanks, JP. Have it going, boys.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm thinking about 14-2. No, I'm staying at 8 or 9-2.
Bet the over. Bet the over. All right.
Yeah, bet the over in this one tonight, boys.
Gotcha.
Over now. Bye.
The great Brian Bradley right there.
Odd sports opinion right there.
I'm gonna go on the break, and I'm gonna just go on Hard Rock and see if they'll even accept that bet. You know, hey, you do the adjusted lines.
Yeah.
I'll see what that. It'd be a $2 bet. Gets me like $100,000. I'm putting it in. I'm putting
For
it in.
8, you gonna do it for 8 or 9?
I'm going for 9.
There you go.
Oh, we'll go 8. We'll go 8 just to see.
Be on the safe side, huh?
5 points from Kucherov, 2 goals from Hagel, 8 goals total. So the over. So okay, all right, got it.
I love it.
Got it. All right. We got a developing story here. Rick jumps in and says, you can't spell NBA without FBI. Ooh. Thomas Casper, the NBA is getting hammered bigly. Yeah, I just looked up on the screen. They were doing a live press conference. You never want to see the words going under the screen with, if you're who's the alien looking guy? Adam, what's his name? Runs
Adam
the league.
Silver.
Adam Silver. ET does not want to look up there and see Cash Patel in his FBI jacket talking with the NBA logo and the words La Cosa Nostra underneath it. In the I'm like, whoa. For those of you who don't know, that is the mafia.
Yep.
La Cosa Nostra. So this morning in Orlando, of all places, where the Magic defeated the Heat last night, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was arrested as a pair of investigations related to illegal gambling were made. Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, a player and a coach in the NBA, arrested for illegal gambling.
And former player and coach Damon Jones also.
Shit.
And 31 others.
Rozier was arrested Thursday morning at a hotel in Orlando, Florida. The Heat lost their season opener to Magic on Wednesday. Rozier did not play due to a coach's decision. Oh, I think I know what that decision was. Billups' arrest in Oregon was made as part of a separate but related illegal gambling case linked to an illegal poker operation tied to the mafia, according to an ABC News report. Billups is expected to make an initial court appearance later Thursday. Also, former Cleveland Cavalier player and assistant coach David Jones was arrested Thursday on charges that he provided inside information about NBA games to co-defendants who used it to place sports bets, according to ABC News. Jones, 49, played for 10 NBA teams over an 11-year career from 98 to 2009 when he was a Cavaliers assistant from 2016 to 2018. The Eastern District of New York and FBI Director Cash Patel will hold a news conference later on. Wow. Now, first of all, the illegal mafia poker games, where's the victims, Here's the problem. If you're losing money in those big poker games to La Cosa Nostra, or you owe money to people, how do you get out of that? You owe money to gamblers. They say, hey, well, I know you owe me $500,000, but we can make a deal.
Yeah, throw some games.
We can make a deal. You just, I'll be texting you some numbers, and you just make sure those things happen. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Yeah. And I think you might – Christopher Cole has this idea. The FBI needs to take a look at the NFL and their refs. And don't forget, Donald Trump has a special place in his heart for the NFL.
Still wants to be an owner.
Mm-hmm. And they will never let him in the club because he went after them in court.
He did.
And he won.
He won $1, JP.
No, we won $3. You treble it.
Oh, $3. You're right. It was $3.
How about that?
How about the
New York judge going, yeah, you guys won. But congratulations. Damages, $1.
Yeah.
That was the biggest FU in the history of legal proceedings to Donald Trump and all those guys. It's like, hey,
the owners of the
in
old
case
USF.
you didn't know, this judge is owned by the NFL. You win, but not really. Yeah. The NFL does really well in court, especially New York courts. Wonder why.
They own everything, JP.
I wonder why. Yeah. Interesting. Go to some of the comments here from Rick. 5-star recruits at UF. The biggest player to come out of Gainesville lately was Desmond Watson. Oh. Yeah, he's big, but not a 5-star. Yeah, they got lots of 5-stars at the University of Florida, starting with their quarterback. So got to coach him up. Mr. King says, I'm not saying Norvell is good, but if the automatic 10-win seasons aren't even there for Georgia and Alabama.
Oops, sorry. That was me.
Why would they be there for UF and FSU? Well, that's my point. The expectations need to change. The expectations need to change. You can have a standard of 10 games and winning every year, but if your coach wins 10 games 2 out of the 4 years, you shouldn't be firing him. And there's going to be some dead seasons too. There's going to be some years where even the great programs have 4 and 5 losses. That's coming. And normally that would be a fireable offense. Oh, you can't lose 4 games at Alabama. What happened to DeBoer last year? Like they're running him out of town after year 1. 9-4, get out of here. After year 1. Then he starts the season losing to Florida State. Get out of here. He was all but fired. You can't, but luckily the fans don't do the firing. And this Norvell situation, I keep hearing people talk about this contract like it's something that Mike Alford wanted to do. He had no choice. And yes, these buyouts are ridiculous. They're ridiculous, but you have no choice because of Sexton represents all the different coaches. It's like a cartel. And he's telling you, your guy's going to Alabama because I'm working with them as well. And he's telling Alabama that DeBoer's not going to come. You better give him more money. You better go look at the exit fee for DeBoer's contract.
Yeah.
All these guys have ridiculous. Go look at Jimbo Fisher's. Anybody who's a Sexton client demands whatever the hell they want, and they get it because you have no leverage as an athletic director. You either lose your coach who just went 13-0, or and then you look like a complete moron in that moment. Probably would look better in the long run, but you don't. If Mike Alford would have not match the offer from Alabama in that moment, people at Florida State, all you people that are yelling at him now for this contract would have said, you're a moron. And don't tell me you wouldn't. That was before 2-10, obviously. You guys act like they did this contract extension after he was 2-10. No, they docked his pay, actually, sort of. He gave some of it back, but he's going to get it back when he gets fired. So I'm not really sure that was much. So I don't understand the vitriol at Alford. And listen, if you're in Florida, I don't think you're getting Lane Kiffin.
I don't either.
I don't think Lane is going
5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not now.
I think he's a changed man, and I don't think he wants to be in that toxic environment that Tim Brando spoke about. And it's not just in Florida. It exists in other places, but I don't think it exists at Ole Miss. I think they are thrilled with Lane Kiffin, as they should be. They're thrilled with him, and they will never – and if he has an 8-win season, they ain't running him out of town. At least they shouldn't. Yeah. Can't speak, but they'll get spoiled after a while too. But I think the expectations of Florida are ridiculous, frankly. If you thought he was going to win 10 games this year with this schedule, I'm sorry. And I'm going to tell you this, Georgia wouldn't win 10 games with Florida's schedule. Alabama wouldn't win 10 games with Florida's schedule. They've had schedules that aren't as hard as Florida's the last couple of years. They're missing some of the big guys. Florida ain't missing anybody. Their schedule for 2 years has been ridiculous. I'm not saying Billy Napier's a great coach. I'm just saying, you got to be a little bit more understanding and see that college football has changed. And you've got to expectations, I think, have to come down. And at FSU as well. All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back on the other side, talk a little USF football. Joey Johnston's going to join us, USF sideline reporter. And big game this week with the Is it Memphis now? We call them the University of Memphis, or just Memphis?
Thought it was just Memphis.
Just Memphis, whatever. Memphis and the National Guard are there waiting for us when we get there. Thankfully, keep everything safe. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Keep our bowls safe because we want to get in and get the hell out with a W. So we'll talk with him when we come back. We're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, who just brought you that FSU report. ItalianoInsurance.com, 813-877-7799. Get your flood insurance. Make sure you have that. Get your homeowners insurance. And by the way, other companies are coming into the marketplace that may charge lower rates for homeowners insurance. So let them shop it around for you. If you've been with the same company for a long time, maybe you're not getting all the discounts that you should be getting. They'll take care of all of that. Just answer a few quick questions, and they'll do all the shopping for you, maybe save you hundreds, maybe save you thousands of dollars, folks. Every dollar counts in this economy, right? ItalianoInsurance.com. Get that checkup and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. The Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, are you going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show? It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here. Thanks so much for joining us. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Golden Diamond Source. 40% off your mounting for engagement rings right now, 40% off. So save money at the Golden Diamond Source and, of course, get the best selection, get the best staff, get the best folks. It is a tremendous local company. So as you get ready to do your Christmas shopping, get it going now. You know where to go. It's the Golden Diamond Source, great local company, as I mentioned. Easy to get out and easy to get out, and wonderful people over there. So support local businesses like the Gold and Diamond Source as you do your Christmas shopping. Love those folks over there. All right, let's welcome in our good friend from the University of South Florida, their sideline reporter. He is Joey Johnston, longtime reporter at the Tribune as well. What's up, Joey? How are you?
How you doing, JP? Good to be with you again.
More importantly, a member of the board of directors at the Sports Club of Tampa Bay, along with myself. So that's the most important thing we got to get out there. This is going to be fun. This is as big a game as we've seen for USF in quite some time. Would have been nice if they won last week, and maybe College Game Day would have been there. But still a damn big game. What are your initial thoughts of what this means for the University of South Florida this week?
Well, yeah, it means everything. It's a road game at Memphis. Memphis, as you mentioned, inexplicably lost against UAB last week after they had fired Trent Dilfer, and UAB went in and outplayed Memphis. So Memphis now has a lost its national ranking, but USF comes in at 6-1, ranked number 18 in the country. Memphis is still Memphis. They're still the same team USF would have played. They're still a formidable opponent, but now they're a little bit desperate because they can't afford another defeat. So it means a lot to them as it does to USF. So the interesting thing, one of the interesting things this week is it's a noon game, noon Eastern time, that is. That would mean 11 o'clock Central time, local time.
Wow.
What that means in reality is USF will arrive at the stadium 8:30 a.m. local time to begin its warm-ups. That means the pregame meal is before that. That means the get on the bus is before that. So
you got to set your alarm for 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's we're going to get going before the sun gets up probably to get this thing moving.
Wow.
So a little different. The encouraging thing is USF does practice in the morning, so it's not like it's a complete shock to the system. But I think it's important to see who's going to bring the energy, who's going to be ready to play from the get-go, because in a game like that, with that kind of environment, that could be very important. So USF has got to not only play well, they got to play well from the beginning and bring it right away.
I think that's a great point. When you're going on the road for a game like this and it's early morning, you're away from home, this is a challenge for coaches to make sure their guys are focused and got their heads in it. And I think Golish has done a really good job of that. You travel with the program. You see what he does. Take us a little bit inside that from the mental standpoint of how he's a great motivational speaker, by the way, so I'm sure that helps. But what are the kind of the nuances that we don't see that gets the guys ready for the game?
Yeah, well, he's as they get on the plane, I think he sort of says something to every single player. In other words, he's there as they enter the plane, and he gives them a little pat on the back or says something to every single player. Same thing when we're leaving, as they're getting back on the plane to come home. They have the usual meetings on the Friday night where those are pretty inspirational, I hear. Probably that's the big message, even more so than the Saturday message. But the other different thing would be, as opposed to a night game or a later game on Saturday, where you're kind of filling time, you're having more meetings and more prepreration, and so I don't know. Maybe it's better to just get up and play than to have all these meetings.
No, I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah. But
I'm a coach, I'd rather less idle time, the better.
Yeah.
Let's get out there.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, it's very organized, very structured, and he has given his message with a formidable tone, no question about it. You're right. He is a very good speaker, very inspirational speaker. Gets the point across very well, and I know he's all about don't care what you've done, don't care what's ahead. It's all about today, and that's true. What USF has done to get to 6-1 doesn't matter. It only matters how they play, and it doesn't matter that they could, if they went out, they could be in the playoff, which will probably happen. But you can't think about that. You've got to play, because if you lose this game, the whole thing goes up in smoke for the most part. So you've got to play with some urgency. The good thing is USF comes into this with pretty much all three units playing at a very high level, and that includes special teams. I mean, their special teams probably didn't get talked about very much, but it's been spectacular all season. I mean, they have either scored or had a hand in scoring in 6 of their 7 games.
Wow.
I mean, and their punting has been great. Nico Grammatica is an excellent place kicker, and last week Chase Leon, the punter, went out and did the kickoff, the little pooch kickoff, the little golf shot to the green that Jaquan Smith went up and got, and they stole a possession out of the hands of Florida Atlantic. So they're kind of toying with you on special teams. The defense is playing great, and Byron Brown really is hit his highest level of his career. I mean, he is putting up numbers like you wouldn't believe. They've got some injuries on offense. Got some guys down like Chaz Nimrod, wide receiver. Cartavius Norton's out for the season, the running back. But they've got depth. They've got young guys who are producing. So really, they come into it on a high. So unless they take a dip, Memphis is going to have some things to account for sure.
Yeah, these numbers are pretty startling. I'll throw some out. You know these. They're 7th in the nation in scoring offense, 41.7 yards per game. They've scored an average of 57 points in 4 straight games, which is a record. They're now ranked 13th in the nation, number 1 in the American total offense at 476. They've posted 4 straight games of 500-plus yards, a 559-yard average. Holy smokes. The USF defense ranks number 1 in the nation with 17 turnovers gained on the year and has a turnover in 15 straight games. And you mentioned the special teams. Byron Brown has accounted for 18 touchdowns in the last 4 games. Why is he not in the Heisman talk? What are we doing here?
I think if he plays really well against Memphis, maybe he gets in. I think it's just a product of the bigger schools, and everybody just sticks to that list. Of course. But this might be the kind of game that could open some additional eyes for sure. But yeah, if Byron continues this rate of play, he's somebody that should be looked at for sure, because by the end of the year, he's going to be high up in all these quarterback numbers and rushing the ball too. I think he's 7th as a rusher in FBS as a quarterback. The top 3 are it's interesting. The top 3 are all from the service academies: Air Force, Navy, and Army. Those are the top 3 quarterback rushers in FBS.
Yeah, of course.
And Byram is 7th, but Byram is
he can throw the ball as well. Unlike
he can throw the ball as well.
Yeah.
But he's accounting for 4 and 5 touchdowns every single game, and if that continues, his numbers are going to be crazy.
Well, he's 6th in the nation in accounting for 18.9 points per game. And if you look at the schedule ahead, this is why I said 2 weeks ago, go bet Byron Brown for the Heisman Trophy, because his numbers are going to look ridiculous in about 5 or 6 weeks. And I don't see another slam dunk candidate out there, Joey. So, no. I mean, this is stupid to say this. But as we sit here right now, Byron Brown can win the Heisman. And USF can run the table and get into the playoff. They're going to be favored probably in every game from now on. Doesn't mean you're going to win them, but I'm just saying, as we sit here today on October 23rd, we can say USF has a legitimate chance for their quarterback to win the Heisman effing trophy and get into the college football playoff. That's not crazy talk.
No, it's not. But what's going to need to happen now? Somebody's going to emerge in November. This is just one of those years, and it happens sometimes where you get to November and you're like 3 weeks out, and people are saying, "Man, who's the Heisman guy?" And then somebody does emerge. Yeah. But you're right. If Byram does this, and the right national voices point it out, that's important. The right national voices. If Kirk Herbstreit becomes a Byron Brown fan, that could help a lot. Because these are the guys that shape the perception.
Yep.
And if the right person, if we have just a crazy Byron game where he makes a play that is off the charts, the highlight,
Well,
then
we've
that's
had
the
some
kind
of
of
those.
thing.
We've
Yeah, we
had
have
some of those already. Yeah.
Yep, we absolutely have. We absolutely have. But if it happens at Memphis, if it happens, let's say at Navy, in one of these games against the top competition, then that's the kind of thing that could propel them, I think, and get them into the conversation.
Agreed. Got to mention Max Harris as well, defensive player of the week in the American, number 4 in FBS and forced fumbles per game. What has he done? The two linebackers, by the way, those two guys, which I'm an FSU fan, as you know. If we had two linebackers like that, we'd actually have a defense. These guys are probably the best tandem in the state, I would say.
No question. They're definitely, to me, first team all conference type players, and who are worthy of All-American mention. Matt Harris and Jalen Schuler really have just developed. That's the biggest thing, and that's what USF has to do in their program, is to find guys and keep them and develop them. And here are two guys that has happened for. Neither were 5-star recruits by any stretch of the imagination, but they're playing like it right now. They have just improved steadily, and they've both become senior leaders. And they're two of the best players in not only the league but in the country, with their ability to lead, to create turnovers, and to play great defense. They're like mirror images, they're best friends, and they have been the catalyst behind a USF defense that really is playing as good as USF defense has in 6 or 7 years, maybe longer. That's been the weak point the last few years, is they've scored a lot, but they've given up a lot. Now the defense has clamped down and is doing its part. And the big reason is because they've got guys like Mike Harris and Jalen Schuler leading and producing.
It's an amazing season. So if you don't know, Memphis 6-1 beat Arkansas 32-31 at home September 20th. That was a hell of a comeback. I think they were down like 17 in that game and came back and won it. Beat Florida Atlantic 55-26, so common opponent there. And that was down in Boca Raton. Beat Tulsa 45-7, then lost to UAB 31-24. So they could score points. Ryan Silverfield's team, it can always score points. So what type of game do you see here? Is it shootout? Is it what do you see?
Well, Memphis loves to run the ball. They're 15th nationally in running it. They've got two good backs, and they've got a quarterback that runs it. He's hurt. We're not sure if he's going to play. He got hurt against UAB. Brendan Lewis, he's a guy that played at Colorado and Nevada and has emerged at Memphis, and he's a good runner. So their ability to run and USF's ability to stop the run will probably be the biggest thing to look at in this game. But yes, this could very well be a back and forth kind of game, because Memphis can move it and USF's got to show the ability to stop it. And on the other end, USF's going to be able to move it, but Memphis is a playmaking, they're not as big as USF in turnovers, but they're right behind. So it's going to be a similar thing where the turnovers are on both sides are going to be a big factor, because Memphis can take it away as well. So, but again, if the thing I would be looking for more than any is if Memphis is moving the chains, keeping the ball, and they're running it, that's the thing that USF can't have happen. So that's what they've got to stop.
Yeah. This is going to be a good one. Joey, it's always new. I said this early in the week, new money and old money, right? Like USF in college football is kind of like a little bit of new money. And sometimes new money doesn't know what to do with the money, and they screw it up. It's success is hard to handle. And it's going to be so key for USF, because now, especially if they win this game, they're going to be everybody's darling. But I think Golish, and you can give us some insight into this, he's got these guys pretty locked in. I don't see this as a team that's going to, start reading all their press clippings. They seem like they're hungry and they know that they're still the upstarts. Is that where their head's at?
That's where he is, and Golish is just obsessed with that, is making sure that they're in the moment. What they've done this week is, again, as they come into the practice field, they walk into the practice field in the morning, Golish is there waiting for him at the entrance, and he is literally talking to every player. And this week, as every player passed, he would stop him and say, where you at? And the player would say, right here, right now, coach. Okay, where you at? Right here now, coach.
I love that.
So literally all 100 players, just to make a point, because Golish's thing is truly
Focus in, process.
Focus in. The past doesn't matter. Don't think about the future. It's all about this week, and it can be tripped up in a moment. So it won't be for a lack of trying. USF has certainly, got their guys focused in and ready to play here. So I don't think it's going to be a team that's going to be looking ahead.
All right, Joey, great stuff. Joey Johnston, you can find him on Twitter at Joey Johnston with the T in there, 813. And we'll see you on the sidelines up and early on Saturday morning.
Yeah,
right.
A little breakfast club at Memphis. We'll try to get some barbecue on Friday night and then get to bed early and get at it on Saturday.
Nice. Hey, where can the folks hear the game and hear your pregame and all that stuff to get all the extra stuff?
You can hear it on Q105. So it would come on at 11 a.m. Eastern time on Q105. But if you want a little more extra, you can go to Bulls Unlimited at 10 a.m. Eastern time for
that's what I'm talking
about. The enhanced pregame, the extra stuff.
That's the good stuff.
You'll still have a full hour on Q105, but if you want 2 hours of pregame, then start at Bulls Unlimited at 10 a.m.
You guys are very entertaining. I love listening to all of you. It's good stuff. And congrats
Had a
to
lot
Jim
to talk about this year.
Jim Lauk calling it a career over theirs too. We hadn't mentioned that, so congratulations to him. And congratulations to Jimmy Lighthall, who will be taking over, long-time voice of the basketball team.
I think anybody that can do 29 consecutive years of football without missing a game, that's a pretty good feat.
It's a great run. Jim,
yeah, absolutely. And a guy that isn't really fond of flying, if you want to be honest, and things like that. So that's a lot of road trips that he's taken. So I know he's not going to miss that part of it. He may miss the games, but he's not going to miss the getting up in the air part. So, but yes, we're hoping the Bulls continue to win and send out Jim Lauk with a championship. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, awesome. What a season. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you jumping in, bud.
Thanks, JP.
All right. This is going to be fun. You're going to get your day going early on Saturday. College game day. They'll be talking about Byron Brown. What are his Heisman odds? I'll check in the break. See what they're up to.
Byron Brown's Heisman odds.
Yeah.
I'm going to say not good.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to say not
good.
I think you and I disagree there.
No,
he is at plus 20,000.
Nice.
I call that not good. Are we saying the same thing, but we're saying it differently?
You want to bet it. You want it as high as possible. Because I'm telling you.
Oh, well, okay.
He's sixth right now. He's sixth right now in scoring. Touchdowns accounted for, which I think is a very big metric. I mean, when you're looking at, so if they go 11-1, 12-1, and get into the college football playoff, that's when the Heisman voting will be done. It won't go. That's pre-playoff.
Rocco Becht is only at plus 15,000.
Yeah. So look at his numbers and compared to the rest of the candidates. Like who else? Mateer's been hurt. He was a leading candidate for a while. But when the season's over and you look at the rest of USF's schedule, these are not juggernaut defenses he's going up against.
True,
to be sure. So I for a flyer, $10 on that.
You want your top 5 right now, Heisman favorites?
Yeah.
Alabama's Ty Simpson at plus 300. I don't see that. I've watched him this year, and I don't get that.
He's not a Heisman guy.
No.
I don't think.
Plus 350, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. Plus 400, Julian Sand from Ohio State. He hasn't had, I know it's his first year as a starter, but he hasn't had.
I'm telling you, there's no front runner.
Vanderbilt's Diego Pavia at plus 800.
Pavia.
Here we're in Texas. I'm in Texas. It's Pavia. And Texas A&M's Marcel Reed at plus 1,100.
To my point.
Yeah, but man, there's just a lot of guys, and so you want to know who's got worse Heisman odds?
I'm not saying it's a slam dunk for guys.
No, I know.
What I'm saying is, if you're looking for a guy that has a long shot, and I think will have a great resume by the end of the year, this is your guy.
You want to hear a name that has longer odds than Byron Brown right now?
Sure.
Arch Manning at plus 25,000.
There you go. Yeah.
Tommy Castellanos plus 20,000.
I'm guessing not. Yeah.
Got the same as Byron Brown right now.
Yeah. So, but I think Byron has a lot better opportunity, wouldn't you say?
Oh, for sure. Yes, no question.
Yeah. So, yeah,
How
I mean,
about Nico Iamaleava can't play football at plus 30,000.
right. So I'm trying to look at their remaining schedule here. I mean, they got Rice on the schedule. Where's the remaining schedule? God damn it. This should not be this hard.
I can get it in about 2 seconds here.
Yeah. Yeah. So they got Memphis, and then they got Texas, San Antonio,
UTSA, right?
Navy,
UAB,
and Rice, and then the conference championship game. I think that'll have the conference championship game might not happen before the voting. But so regular season, Memphis this week, Texas, San Antonio, Navy, UAB, Rice. Yeah. There's not
none of those teams are very good.
No, they're not. Their defense is they're going to be running up 40, 50 points on all these teams. Just saying.
But to Joey's,
if you got a little pizza money hanging around,
no, it's not a bad bet with those odds.
I gave you USF in the over last week. I told you guys that was a gift.
To Joey's point, though, you're going to have a guy from a bigger program and a bigger conference that'll make a move.
I'm not saying this is a slam dunk, for God's sake.
I'm just saying there's roadblocks here for us.
Sure. But, I mean, come on.
You want to know who it's not going to be? Carson Beck.
Right. Chauncey says he's already bet Byron Brown. Well, Chauncey would know.
He's got all the insides, right?
Dude, can you, like, an NBA coach and player arrested for gambling?
And a former coach and player.
You imagine if that was the NFL right now?
So at what point do we kick him out of the Hall of Fame, JP? He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. As of last year, he was just inducted. We got to bump him out now for this? Yes. Or put Pete Rose into baseball. I guess he's probably already going in it.
At this point, who cares?
Me! Pete should be in. I want to see Pete in before I die.
Lex Basement says, the scary part of this Lightning team has done nothing to make us believe they can be better. Take the exact same issue we had last year and multiply them by 20. That is where we are. Mr. Negative has weighed in.
We're 6 games in, Bucks Basement. Lightning basement, Bolts Basement. Start calling you Bolts Basement.
Mr. King, another Mr. Negative. Can't wait for 0 moves to be made at the deadline.
For who? The Bucks?
I think he's talking about the Bucks.
Okay, well, so what? They're a good team already.
I don't see any moves either.
Good God, people. What is wrong? God, I would hate to be your parent. Jesus.
These are our fans.
They're 5-2.
Cowboys are 3-3-1, says Bucks Basement. We are 5-2, hoping to go 6-2. Disgraceful of Light if he does not make a move at pass rush to help this team. And I hope the media puts him on blast for it. I'm with you.
I'm about to ban Bucks Basement.
No, you're not.
That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard.
Well,
so you want him to just go make a move for the fucking sake of making a move. That's what you want him to do, is give up fucking draft picks so that you can be satisfied that he's going to add a player, whether it's going to make a difference or not, on a fucking 5-2 team. For Jesus Christ's sake, what is wrong with you people? God almighty.
I love the passion. Listen.
So stupid.
Well, look, I don't think he's saying make a move just to make a move.
That's exactly what he said. If he doesn't make a move, the media should put him on blast. That's exactly what that means.
Okay. Well, I think what he's also saying, and I echoed this yesterday.
Take my shirt off.
Oh God, no. The time is right. The time is right. The time is right. We went through this yesterday. You've drafted well. You can afford to give up a draft pick for an impact player that's going to help you now in a season where you have a great opportunity to get the number 1 seed. I know coming off a loss to the Lions where the Bucks didn't play great, you're like, oh, no way, this team could be the number 1 seed. Yeah, well, you didn't say that when they were 5-1. So I'm not saying they're perfect. They got holes at inside linebacker and pass rush. And every year you see some guy who I think is a damn good inside linebacker get traded for a 5th round pick every freaking year. And I need that guy. I don't know who he is this year, but I need that guy. I need an experienced inside linebacker who maybe has some pretty good coverage skills. That would be nice. And I need I need an edge rusher.
Where's my
I'm not asking for Max Crosby, although I would, if I could do it for a first, I would do it. But they're not going to trade him. But if you can get a Jalen Phillips or a Bradley Chubb for a mid-round pick, and the Dolphins are going to do a fire sale, hell yeah. Hell yes. Kayvon Thibodeau, please. Yes. And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be Max Crosby. It doesn't have to be Myles Garrett. It can be a Nick Chubb or a Bradley Chubb. It can be Thibodeau. Somebody who's got some chops, is a good athlete. I mean, obviously Thibodeau's a 6 overall pick. I'll give up something for him. Sure. This is time to strike. This is the time. Listen, and you can say, well, Jason Light never does this. Okay. How many times has he been 6-2 at the break? With a great opportunity, no dominant teams in the NFC, a very manageable schedule down the road. All these things matter. The reason he hasn't done it is because he never saw as good an opportunity as this. They've never had an opportunity like this in the last few years where they had some obvious needs, where they have drafted well and they were in good position from a salary cap standpoint. They've never been in this position. So you can't say, well, he won't make any moves because he never does. This is a completely different situation. Okay. Now, if he's sitting there and saying, I don't do these things, this is not part of our philosophy, under no situations will I make in-season moves, then that's dumb. But I don't think Jason Light is dumb. I have a lot of evidence to the contrary. So I think absolutely. Now, if they're asking for a first-round pick for Bradley Chubb, no. If the price for Jalen Phillips is a first-round pick, probably no. These guys have injury issues, and we just don't know.
Look, and let me educate some fans out there who probably don't know how this works. Just because you see another team make a trade for an edge rusher that you think is worth it for a 5th-round pick does not mean that trade was available to your team. Teams have different prices for different teams depending on who they are, if they're in the division, if they're in the conference, whatever. Or maybe those two GMs just don't get along. Just because another team traded for an edge rusher for a 5th-round pick or a wide receiver for a 5th-round pick does not mean that was available to your GM. That's not how it works. That's not just across the board. Teams don't go, hey, we'll give anybody this guy for a 5th-round pick. Come make the move. That is not how it works. So, guys, as fans, you cannot think like that. Well, this team was able to get blah, blah, blah for this. Right. Well, so your team probably wasn't able to do that. And there's a reason for that. So stop thinking that. That drives me crazy.
But sometimes it is because your team doesn't want to do that. And it's adverse to it. And then you make that judgment based on the information available. But it's not always that way. So to your point, every situation is different.
Yes. And when your GM has a track record like Jason Light does, stop throwing him under the bus when he doesn't do something. There's a reason he didn't want to do it. Is it always right? No. But for the love of God, give him the benefit of the doubt in certain situations.
All right. We got this from Lady Evil. Said, oh, good, you guys fixed the audio. It wasn't our fault, honey.
It wasn't us, Lady Evil. Sorry.
It was StreamYard's fault. So we on our stuff. We're professional.
Yeah.
Very professional. We got $1 million studios that we work out of. Come on now.
That's right.
We are buttoned up. We are
multi-million-dollar salaries and
I have my own monster cooler over here. You kidding me? Living like a superstar.
I need Jaeger.
All right. Quick break. When we come back, I want to get to all the comments that are coming in. We got some interesting news in Major League Baseball we got to get to. We got lots of good stuff to get to. We got a little bit more sound from Todd Bowles. Timmy's got some stories he wants to talk about. Lots more coming your way. Don't go anywhere. We're brought to you by the great folks at OnSiteConstructionFL.com. If you are looking for a contractor to renovate your home, to build a new home, commercial, residential, doesn't matter. OnSiteConstructionFL.com is where to go. Great company. They've done over 1,400 local jobs here. Been in the business for over 30 years locally here. Jason Fawcett, the owner, great dude. Check out their website right there, onsiteconstructionfl.com. Got great pictures of their work. And here's a great opportunity for you. Get a free home evaluation of what's possible at your home. Jason will come out there and put you on the preferred client list. So when we do have a hurricane and you need a contractor, you don't have to go searching. You already got your guy and you're on the preferred list. And you can get your stuff done quickly. OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Delete Me, who makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common to make everyone vulnerable. I just got a message that says, "Hey, Theodore, want to do lunch today?"
What's up, Ted?
That's called a phishing attempt, and clearly my phone number is out there on the dark web, so I need Delete Me more than anybody. New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. I think I'm going to take advantage of this offer, 20% off. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/hit. and use that promo code HIT at the checkout. The only way to get 20% off is go to joindeleteme.com/hit and enter the code HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/hit. Code HIT. All right.
Code Red.
Code Red. Did you order the Code Red? You goddamn right I did.
Greatest movie ever.
Greatest monologue ever.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a dialogue between the two of them.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. All right, let's go to the comments. Rick says the Tasmanian Devil.
Well, I like that.
I like that, huh? Rick said, Tim will have your back, JP, way back at the bar.
You know where to find me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, what else we got here? Cody says, I like the Bucks reward and keep good players, but to keep aging receivers and handcuffing your salary cap, not smart. This Godwin contract could turn out to be bad. But you rewarded him when he was first injured, and it worked out for you.
Yep.
And you did it again. And I think this is when we talk about this culture, this is part of it. The ownership does these type things. They're loyal to their players, gets loyalty in return, creates a great culture for winning. It's all part of it. Every one of these contracts is not going to be perfect. You got to have a little bit of a crystal ball, right? And have some faith in your guys. And sometimes it doesn't work out. But I like what the Bucks are doing. I like how they've done it. And I'm not going to, bitch about, hindsight's 2020. But yeah, this contract for Mike Evans, you're going to miss him a lot this season, but he's doing everything to get back. You didn't hear he's going to have the surgery, which will expedite his healing, and that would put him back. And these things are, you don't know how guys will recover. Everybody's different, but broken bones take 8 to 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
In a clavicle, it's a situation like this. So he could be back by the end of the season, and having him in the playoffs would be huge.
Man, I feel like a collarbone, though. Have you ever broken your collarbone?
I have. Yeah,
I have too. And that's like
sticks up a little bit more.
I still have a knot in mine where it broke.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like, yes, broken bones have that time frame for recovery, but I feel like a collarbone's just a little bit more, especially as much as you have to use it, in catching and stuff. I don't know.
All right, Lot 12 update from Nathan Elliott. I spoke to my Buccaneer rep and discussed the status of lots 11, 12, and 13. The land that those are on are all owned by TIA. TIA has notified the TSA that land is being repurposed. Huh, interesting.
Starbucks.
So for those of you who don't know, that land is right next to HCC, adjacent to it. And I was told at the press conference about the HCC site, the race press conference, the HCC site is right up at 100 acres, but the ancillary stuff that's available brings it to 117. And I think this is the land they're talking about. I could be wrong, but they did say there were other parcels that they were looking at. And 100 is the minimum. So they want more than 100. So if they can get 117, which would include these parking lots, that's a good idea. Now, Nathan said, here's the update. He said, there was no mention of the Rays. The HCC parking lots are still open and available for now. More updates will be given as info gets updated. So, yeah, they're not saying it's because of the Rays. We're just putting two and two together. Those parking lots have always been used by the Bucks forever. This year, the Rays are looking at that area for building a stadium and want as much acreage as possible. Coincidence that the airport is just now decided to use that acreage for something else? Could be, but could also be the Rays. So we're not saying anything definite. We're just saying, oh, this is interesting. Take it for what it's worth. It's interesting. And I did reach out to the Bucks and asked about those other lots. So evidently his representative is more, I shouldn't say that. I need to check my my email fully, but have not gotten a response that I see here. So, which is not unusual. It's probably checking on some stuff. So for what it's worth. More right rudder says the NBA is a joke. I don't even know people watch 50 fouls in 48 minutes. You watched some NBA last night, didn't you, Timmy?
I did. I watched the Mavs season opener against the hated San Antonio Spurs, the former Dallas Chaparrals, by the way, for those who don't know. And didn't get what I expected entertainment value-wise, although my expectations were pretty low. I have not watched the NBA regularly since probably, the 2011 season. I watched most of that, the Mavericks championship run. But before that, it was probably 2006 when they got cheated out of a title against the Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade. That was before LeBron arrived, obviously, there. But I'm down on the NBA, and I've said it on this show and other shows multiple times. I won't recap all of it. I just think LeBron has ruined the NBA. Now that his career is basically over, I won't wait for a retirement announcement. I'm trying to get back into my Mavericks, and especially the excitement of Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
And we had a
How did he look last night?
You know what? He did not look bad. For Cooper Flagg, now he did not get his first bucket until the third quarter. He finished with a double-double, a 10-point double-double, which is what we will see more from him, I believe, when the Dallas Mavericks find a decent coach who knows how to use his players and move on from Jason Kidd, who I think is one of the worst coaches in the NBA.
Would not disagree.
And he's one of my favorite former Maverick players. Had season tickets his rookie year when he won the co-rookie of the year with Grant Hill back in 95. Love Jason Kidd. I just have never been impressed with his coaching. He tried to make Cooper Flagg in his very first NBA game, JP. He attempted to make Cooper Flagg the primary facilitator at the point.
That's a bad idea.
For a guy that's never played point guard, and he's never been the main facilitator on any team he's ever played on.
Why would he do that?
I have no clue. Kyrie Irving, our normal guy, he's out until probably January. So please don't make me believe that you think Cooper Flagg is going to be the stand-in at the point for Kyrie Irving.
Terrible
horrible
decision to heap that on a kid.
And he was not comfortable. You could tell he was not comfortable. He played very timidly on both sides of the court because of that. Just being uncomfortable in his role. His credit,
bad idea.
Cooper Flagg fought through it, and you know what? He will do whatever Jason Kidd tells him to do the rest of the season. He's just happy to be here for now. But that should not be on him.
No, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. I would agree with you on that. By the way, I just watched the Wembanyama highlights. I think
there's a bunch of them.
Is he running the point? Because he had the ball all the time.
Yeah, he is. He's
like I saw him play last year. I was like, he's good. He's really good. I did not see his handles like that. He came back with a shitload bag of get the hell out of the way confidence. Yep. Like that was otherworldly what I saw last night. Dropped 40 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, but the way he was scoring.
Numerous dunks.
I mean, he was just going one-on-one, and his handles, I'm like, holy crap. Like that was like unstoppable. He's got range. He can handle it. He can pull up. I mean, he pulls up in the paint. I mean, what are you doing?
He's finally healthy. He's finally healthy now in his third season. He missed most of last season with an injury, obviously. And this is the Wemby that I think everybody expected to see in the NBA. And for Spurs fans, I hate you, but pray he can stay healthy. And this is the Wemby we're going to see because I think it's good for the NBA.
That was insane.
But, yeah, no, dude's good. Dude's good. And I think Cooper Flagg will recover from this. And, Jason Kidd was just extended. And Colby and I were talking about it last night on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show. I raised a question. Whose idea was it to extend Jason Kidd? Was it Nico Harrison, our illustrious GM, who I think made one of the most brilliant moves in all of the history of the NBA in trading Luka away?
Yeah.
Or was it the higher ups, our so-called governor and our new ownership from Las Vegas? If it was a Nico move, I'm pulling off of Nico being the greatest GM ever now, if he decided to extend Kidd. But I don't think that was a Nico thing, because I don't think Nico and Kidd have gotten along greatly in Nico's time here.
Okay, a couple of other things I wanted to get to. So there's a new ranking out of colleges, and this ranking, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but this ranking is more about on-campus atmosphere, protection of free speech, not going with, not having your campus taken over by crazy lunatic fringe people and going with wacky trends and all this stuff. It's a very interesting way that they look at the prices, in-state tuition, everything. And U.S. News and World Report used to always go by ranked colleges, by clearly academics and stuff like that. This takes a much more broader view of campus life and everything, and academics, and gets, it's not like the Playboy party thing. It's more, but it gets into the whole world culture of your university. You know who's ranked number one? The University of Florida.
Oh, wow.
The University of Florida. And they are a tremendous academic institution. And obviously they win national championships in basketball and football a long time ago. But, so the University of Florida, who's number 7? Florida State University. Yeah. I mean, that's 1 in 7 for your 2 top public universities. Sorry, USF. That's pretty impressive, by the way. And the fact that they are among the lowest in-state tuitions, tip of the cap. Now, here's the negative part. I know I didn't send this to you, but you don't have to listen to all this. But this is Mike Norvell, Florida State head coach, in waiting to get fired, asked about being able to beat Alabama and then losing to Stanford. I mean, this is a word salad that Kamala Harris would be like so proud of. Listen to this.
I tell you, that game, it kills me with the fact that we went and lost the game. I knew it was going to be challenging. I knew all the dynamics around it. I knew it was going to be a challenging, just
Stanford.
Some challenging dynamics with it. And,
challenging dynamics.
But to be honest with you, Alabama's a really good football team. Right, so how do you lose? How do you beat Alabama and lose to anybody else? Because nobody else is really losing, or they're not losing anybody else. But it's, you go through it, and it's college football. I mean, there's great parity. There's great, every team, if you give opportunities, I mean, they're all capable, and you can sit there and right now you go stack up some talent or thoughts or expectations, and you know what? It's still going to show up and go do it. And it is it's a weekly focus. It's your best going to show.
Jeez, Pete's challenging dynamics to go play at Stanford in front of 20 people with their backup quarterback
at 1:30 in the morning,
100, 130th in offense, 100th in defense, or whatever it was. The 93rd overall ranked team. You're coming off stinging losses.
Hey, they're a top 100 team, JP.
You've got to reroute your entire program. You haven't won an ACC game since 1904. And you're telling me there were challenging dynamics to beating Stanford? What kind of word salad bullshit is that?
This is dead man walking talk.
It's like at some point, if you're Mike Norvell, stop with the word salad. You don't get paid by the word up there. Just like, yeah, that was a really poor game. We got to be better. We got to coach it better. We got to give it the bowls. We got to coach it better. We got to play it better. Next question. Because everything else is just sounds stupid. You just sound like a knucklehead. Good God almighty.
Yikes.
Anyway, what else did we want to get to?
The Bowls audio still.
Oh, yeah, let's hit that. Todd Bullitt asked Todd yesterday. I don't know. Actually, this is wasn't my question. This is they're asking about the linebacker play. Actually, maybe it was, and he talked a little bit about Servassier and what's going on with covering running backs in the flat, which we don't do very well. Here comes Alvin Kamara.
Absolutely. And it's been 3 a game, at least 3 or 4 a game, and then they play great defense. And we talked about that as a group. And it's just one thing, but it can't be one thing on the defensive side of the ball for you to play great defense. And that we give up about 3 plays for 150 plus yards, and the rest of the game you look solid. Can't happen. We got to be better there. They understand that. Coaches understand that. And we got to get that fixed.
I know you were down 14-0.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's not just on Voss, but a lot of it is. And there was, and this is, I talked about this earlier in the week, the chess game. Late third quarter at the 33, first down. Sorry. That's not the one I was looking for. I just from my notes from the all 22. Basically that was the play that they were waiting for all game long. They started out with it where they get Voss caught up in the traffic inside and they throw it out to the flat. They got Penei Sewell in front and it goes for 30 some yards. They did it 3 times in each in critical situations, and each time it set up touchdowns. So again, it's Bijan Robinson and it's Jahmyr Gibbs, the 2 fastest running backs in the league. And you put them out in space, there's not many linebackers you could even trade for that are going to do that. But this one particular play, Voss had Zion McCollum on the sideline that he could have used to hem him in, and he just ran right by him. He didn't break down, terrible fundamentals, and it goes for 30 early in the game. That's what they can't do anymore. And when he talks about fundamental and tackling, that's what he's talking about. And they just got to be better there. And Alvin Kamara is one of the best in the game at doing it. And again, every team that has success against the Bucs, whether it be spying on Baker Mayfield, which the Lions did, you're going to see the Saints do that this week. That's my guess. They got to figure it out. Because a lot of Baker's plays happen off schedule, but there's ways to attack that. And that's with running backs in the flat and tight ends as well, that the linebackers need to cover. So there's an option there. You adjust, and let's see if Josh Grizzard does that. And as far as defensively goes, I don't know what you can do about that except just coach it better and get better fundamentals. You know what they're doing. You got to be better at it. And the Bucs know that they're going to see it every single game and every single running back. And again, if I'm the Saints, I'm looking at getting Alvin Kamara 8 to 10 touches in the flat against the Bucs linebackers. We'll see what that happens. All right, to the comments. What else we got here? Marty Aaron says, the NBA is still around. I thought they were dead. They do really stink. This gambling situation is not going to be good for them. Daniel Rivera says, per Tampa Bay Business Journal, South Florida developer is asking to extend the time frame to 90 days for trop redevelopment proposals. If you didn't see this, Daniel adds, Mayor Welch said that the city would open 30-day window for alternative proposals for the trop's 86 acres by mid-November. I don't want to revisit this too much, but I said it many, many moons ago that Stu Sternberg needed to he has been the impediment to that trop redevelopment for quite some time. And the mayors that have come before Mayor Welch figured out pretty soon that there's not anything you could do with the raise. You could give him, as Welch found out, you could give him the kitchen sink, and he still wasn't going to do it. And he's just been playing out the string to make as much money as possible. But those days are over. But I don't think, and I think what you're seeing now is all of these developers are coming back with a lot of the same proposals that they had before. Convention centers, maybe a Moffitt Cancer Center, probably be a huge some type of hospital built on these grounds that'll employ a lot of people, a lot of great jobs. It's actually going to be really, really good for St. Pete. They're going to make a lot of money off it, and it's what they need. So these proposals will go out, and it's an exciting time for St. Pete, but it's not going to be a baseball stadium. in my opinion. I think that, as you can see with them looking for the development proposals, they're moving on than they have already. Christopher Cole says Bucks have given up 282 yards passing to running backs in 7 games this season. Yike. Damn. Rick says he has an answer at linebacker. Devin White.
Shut up. I mean, he's having a resurgent year. It just wouldn't continue in Tampa, that's for sure.
You know, it's funny because I'm thinking, well, are there any linebackers, fast linebackers available? Oh.
Oops.
No, thank you.
I don't think he's available.
Maybe he's learned how to play within the system. If he would do that, we tried to get him to do that for many years. He just wouldn't do it. Maybe he's finally lost that stubborn gene and would do it. But I wouldn't take to that. He doesn't fit our culture. More Right Rudder says, is this team a legit Super Bowl contender? Even in modern football, defense still wins championships. Listen, I don't think the defense has been that bad. I mean, they held the Lions to 24 points. They averaged 37 at home. Now, I know they may have kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit, but the Bucs made a lot of plays in that game. 4 sacks, 2 turnovers, right? I mean, that's good defense. They gave up big plays, and they got to stop that. Absolutely. But I think this defense, if they can get an inside linebacker and add a pass rusher, is going to be really good. They're getting all their defensive backs back. I think Elijah Roberts is playing better in the middle. If he didn't get held on that play by Penei Sewell, it wouldn't have been an 80 or 78-yard touchdown, in my opinion. I think they've got some pieces, but I think they could make some additions that would dramatically help their Super Bowl chances. And I don't see why you wouldn't do that at this point. You know, again, I would actually, if the deal was right, I would give up next year's first-round pick. It's going to be in the high 20s anyway.
Yeah.
You're not going to find some incredible pass rusher there. Very rare that you would. I know there have been some instances, but it's rare. And now, this is a very deep draft in edge rushers. Very deep. So there's that. But this is your opportunity, man. These windows don't come open very often. And if I were light, I'd pull the trigger. For sure. All right. Anything else we need to get to?
Just the bathroom.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for jumping in. We appreciate you. Our thanks to Joey Johnston. Great segment on USF Memphis. If you missed that, go check it out on our podcast. If you would like to subscribe to that, we'd appreciate that. Thank you all for listening and pitching in. Thanks to Brian Bradley, who joined us live from Benchmark International Arena. 6:45 tonight, Lightning fans. Early start, so get there earlier. So go Bolts, and we'll see you tomorrow.